Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushai, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushai, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushai, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Rakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone Ruwa and the Akim doing the work of the Lord, Yabashim, Yahushai, sincerity and truth on the highways and byways, spreading the words of the Lord throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yeah, but I'm Nash DC Camp with another short lesson because it's been a strange week, man. With what's going on with the global tensions between United States and Russia, China, Iran, Syria, even in the EU. So it's a big old mess. But I'm just gonna focus on the whole agenda with YouTube, man. Because the spirit of the Lord is moving, it's moving swiftly. So I understand, brothers are going through that tight and narrow path, man. That straight and narrow path, that journey. And that's exactly what the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai requires from us, man. You don't have time to be looking back and crying about the things you couldn't do. You just gotta have faith in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai to to put the Spirit on you, to bless you with the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. So that way you understand that you're limited in the flesh, but in the spirit, you have access, to this words of righteousness. Because Esau's clamping down now, talking about censorship, and talking about you can't broadcast information through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, claiming that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, and they're the top nation on the face of the earth, above all people upon the face of the earth. So, you don't have to give in, to such ideologies. You just gotta be spiritual, you know. So, at the end of the day, man, the famine of the world is still gonna come, but you can't just neglect the commandments of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. You're gonna get bumps and bruises along the way, but that doesn't mean you should give up and be timid. Because the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai gave his prophets the courage to speak truth to power. So you shouldn't be acting all nervous, shaking in your boots, acting all hysterical and angry, that you get your video shut down, that they do all kind of unrighteous things towards you. That should be the least of your worries. You should be worrying yourself about how to please the Lord in righteousness. That's what's always on the mind of the prophets. Alright? So I get a quick precept here. This is from the book of Isaiah, chapter 34. Because at the end of the day, man, it's just a fulfillment of prophecy. Alright? Esau is angry. That his rulership is coming to an end. And he's going to do everything in his power to try to silence the prophets. Silence every avenue from which truth is coming out. Alright? So this is Isaiah chapter 34 verse 16. It says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath guided them." Alright, so all these events going on is all of the Lord's doing. People get offended and stressed out and think that that the Lord is not helping out the Akim preaching the word. The Lord is doing everything that He can. It's just on His own different schedule. All right, so all this prophecy is going to take place, man. It's going to be so difficult in these last days, man, because the Lord Shema Shai has to purify His servants. There is no excuse for doing the work, and then you have to, just throw away all that effort when there's so much pressure building up. You're gonna get your name and your image, that you're trying to clean up through the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. They're gonna drag it through the mud. You're gonna be rejected. You're gonna be attacked. Because that's exactly what Esau wants to do, man. He wants to silence the prophets, but you can't silence the words of the Lord. You can't silence, you can't put a gag order on the Holy Spirit. All right? It's just that simple, man. And Esau, he is always going to try his tactics to come against Jakes, to falsify information, to do everything he can to, you know, squash dissent in these last days, man. Because you hear about news agencies, could have their press credentials revoked because they're asking, difficult questions. People's homes getting raided because they got access to some so-called classified information about some government corruption and all this politics. Because at the end of the day, man, the people are waking up. They see that all these so-called government officials do not represent them, but they just pretend to be serving the people. But that's just the way it is, man. They say one thing, but at the end of the day, man, they pretend, behind cameras. So, bros, just gotta understand, man. The people in the world are frustrated. That frustration is building up. All right. So there's nothing spiritual that they're looking for. Either always delving into all this protest and boycotts and all that stuff. There's nothing you can do for them. But just stay away from their gathering. You shouldn't be going to all this protest and all these parades. It's not worth it. Just stick with the apostles, man. Stick with the doctrine of the apostles, which is the words of Yahweh Shem Shai. Alright, so this is Proverbs chapter 23, verse 9. It says, Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words. So, for all these folks that like to flag videos and, call out, the elders, calling them all kinds of negative, negative name, attach all types of negative labels to them. Hey, there's nothing you can do for them, and their fate is already sealed. It's only about the elect, and just pray that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai strengthens your spirit to stay on this narrow path, man. Because a lot of people, they want to see you fall, they want to see you destroyed. But the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, is the one that has mercy. Just like it was telling, Moses that he's hardened the hearts of Pharaoh. So all these, scoffers and tutors and Edomites out there, the Most High has hardened their heart. Right? So there's nothing out of the Holy Scriptures that can be said, to comfort them, to give them wisdom. It's not for them, all right? So it's that simple. So another precept will be from the book of Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 27. Because there is no competition, against the words of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. The world think that they could overcome the Lord's program, but they can't, So they're gonna learn the hard way, man. All right. So this is Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 27. All right. Therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken unto thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. Alright? So that's the point there. You can't, it's nothing you can do for 2/3, it's nothing you can do for the heathen. It doesn't matter if they're the elites or the peasants, whatever. Their faith is already sealed, man. Only those that hear the words of the Lord of the nation of Israel will be the ones to respond. Just like the Lord Yahushua said, many are called, but few are chosen. So that's where it rolls in the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. You speak according to the scriptures. When the people don't want to hear it and stick to it, that's on them. You've done your part. All right, shouldn't be upset and be losing sleep. On those that the Lord have already rejected. All right, so you just gotta keep it moving. Because brothers got different assignments to stick with. I got another precept here. This is from the book of Ezekiel. Alright, so all I'm just focusing is on the words of the Lord there by Shema Shah. End of the day, man, YouTube is going to become irrelevant and more irrelevant. Same thing with Facebook. Because the Spirit of the Lord will take a different direction. It's not going to be out there for the so-called masses to hear, and to be a witness. It's not going to be there for them. The Spirit of the Lord will be dealing with the men of the Lord and those that need to hear these words and stick to it. Alright, so this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 10. Alright, so it says, Moreover said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart and hear with thine ears. Alright, so it's for the elect only, And if you read verse 9, it says, As an adamant, harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Alright, so you gotta be courageous when doing the work of the Lord there by Shema Shai. Alright, you don't have to be acting like a second-class citizen when the Most High made you a first-class citizen. Alright, so you gotta stick with what the Lord there by Shema Shai said before thee. You shouldn't be acting like a coward when it's time for you to speak in the name of the Lord there by Shema Shai. Alright, and the last precept I'll bring will be from the book of John chapter 6 verse 63. Alright, so end of the day, man, you just gotta stick with the Lord there by Shema Shai, man. You don't have time to be playing politics, in this world, and there's no time for politics when it comes to doing the will of the Lord. Alright. So John 6 and 63 says, It is a spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So that's what you have to stick with, man. The words of the Lord, they are shy. The words of the Lord, they are by Shema Shai, by Shema Kadash. Alright, that's what you got to stick with, man. The spirits of this world is fading away. So why we want to hold on to the spirits of this world, which the Lord has already set in a downward spiral? This world is fading away. So you got to go with what is right and what is righteous. What is fit for your spirit according to the Lord there by Shema Shai. When the Most High gives you the gift, you got to use it. You can't be holding on to all these phony values of this world, man. So that's what it boils down to, man. Holding on to the words of the Lord there by Shema Shai. Because when you weigh it in the balance, you find out it's perfect. There are no impurities. There are no false doctrines in the words of the Lord there by Shema Shai. When you take a clear examination at it, when you look at it clearly. But of the world, it's always faults. You can't hold on to the doctrines of this world, the image of the beast. So when folks start to go along with this YouTube censorship stuff, that means they're taking on the image of the beast. That's one thing I can gotta be careful about, man. The Most High didn't give you that spirit of a coward. You speak when need be. You don't waste your words, trying to debate the folks that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has condemned. This world is condemned already. It's just a matter of time it gets manifested. Right? So I'm just gonna keep it that simple, keep it straight to the point, and say Ka Halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Kokadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostle group in Stone Rule Well, and the IKM sticking to their, the straight and narrow path in the name of the Lord Yahushai. Alright, Shalom.